Hi, welcome back to Coffee and One Thing. And we are caffeinated and motivated. We're going to screw this up. Caffeinated, motivated. So we are totally having fun here. And what's going to happen is we are going to introduce amazing guests that we had told you about last episode, Jaime with Stylehouse. Home staging and redesign. So welcome, and let us know what we can do to help our staging problems go away.
I'm here to help. That's what we do, problem solvers for
Nice.
sure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
It is a privilege to be here to talk to you and to just work with an amazing real estate community like you.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Jaime, how did you get into staging?
Well, it's kind of, I'll tell you the very short story.
Sure.
My business partner, Suzanne Blevins, and I have worked together for, I think it's about 12 years now. We started out repurposing vintage furniture. We had it in a store. We loved the staging part, right? But not the painting the furniture part as much anymore. It was a lot of work. And so we realized that the staging is what we loved, like marketing and merchandising our products. And so a realtor friend, actually, someone you guys probably know, said, have you ever considered staging? And we really didn't even know what it was. So we looked into it, got certified. That's the very short story of it.
Cool.
I got educated, which is so important because we knew nothing, right?
Right.
And that's been 5 years this month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, your anniversary.
Awesome.
We're in our
Cool.
anniversary, and we love it. It is amazing to be able to serve our home sellers and
That's
partner and
fantastic.
collaborate with realtors.
That's
That's so cool.
great. So what do you guys say is your niche? Like what do you do better than anybody else out there?
I would say what we do better than anyone else is serve your home sellers in the occupied market.
Yeah.
They need help.
Yes.
It's an overwhelming thing to live in a home and sell it at the same time. And so often, we do vacant service as well, but in the occupied market, when they decide to list their property, at that point, it becomes a product to be marketed, right?
Definitely.
So they don't know how to do that. They don't know where to start. And not every home seller is selling their home because of they're moving up or an exciting reason.
Joyful.
Yes,
yeah.
that's true.
Right. Sometimes
It can be stressful.
Yes.
It can be very stressful. There can be divorce, death,
Yes.
loss
All
of
kinds of stuff
job,
going on.
relocating,
Yeah.
downsizing. And so you have to meet them where they are. And we love that. We love meeting them where they are, helping them prioritize what they need to do to market their home and educating them, because most home sellers don't realize it's marketing, right? It's
Yes.
all about marketing, just like any other product. At the point they decide to sell, it's a product to be marketed. And so that's where we come in and walk with them. We partner with savvy realtors like yourself, and we help them get started and prioritize what they need to do first,
Right.
what will bring return on investment, and help them have a successful sale in that. And it just relieves a lot of stress. They know where to spend their money, what to do first, and
I think that's a
our
huge value when
favorite.
you think about the prioritizing, like what makes sense, right? Because if I'm going to sell my home and I'm getting on Pinterest and looking at all of these different blogs or pictures, and then you get overwhelmed, right? You have a list of 100 things.
yeah.
But for someone who has an eye for it to come in and say, oh, wait, you don't have to do 100 things. Let's do 5 things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we always tell our clients, we're going to give you this long list, at least 10 things, but concentrate on the top 3.
Yes.
And if you get these other things done, great, bonus,
Yeah.
but concentrate on those top 3 things. And it just helps them. And the realtors are relieved. You guys are relieved because you say, hey, we're going to send the professional in, and they're going to tell you everything you need to do.
And that's why we love you, because our clients love you.
We didn't go to school for that. So
Yeah.
no.
We don't need to do that. That like always, it's like we want people to use a professional, and we want to
Yes.
use professionals. So that's kind of how I look at it.
I was going to say, can you come to my house?
We do that. But we consider ourselves as an extension of your team.
Absolutely.
So when
Right.
we're in with your client, we recognize we're representing you.
Yes.
And that's so so important to us. It's important to your home seller, and it's very important to you that we represent you in that process. So we consider ourselves a team member. We're collaborating with you, and it just works so well. And there are things that you can say to your home seller, right? I think maybe you should do this, or paint, or whatever, or things you don't want to say. And you can leave that to us, like pet odor.
Well, and to build on one another's strengths. I think that's why we're a team.
That's why we are a team.
Is because we realize the value in that. And so we know that we can't do everything, and Scott can't do everything. And so it's adding to the collaboration that kind of brings,
that makes it so much better and elevated. Yeah,
absolutely. So what are some tips about getting ready for the market and that you suggest to your clients?
Okay. Well, I think the first thing is helping them, like I said before, understand why we're there and the process of selling their home. Understanding that professional photos are so important, and the photos that go online, that's your very first showing.
That's my pet peeve.
Right?
I'm telling you.
We were just talking about that.
It's kind of our pet peeve.
I could go on and on.
Yeah, we could. But understanding, like, that is your very first showing, and we want to drive people in to view your home. The more that view your home, potential buyers, the better off, right? The more offers. Right. And so helping them with the mindset, okay? We're here to help you, and your home is now a product to be marketed. How are we going to do that?
And so when you think about those photos, what do you, like, what's the number one thing you suggest? If someone's taking a picture, how do you make that picture look good?
We want to remember that we are selling square footage. We're not selling the things in their home.
That's a good point.
Yes. So we want to focus on the fixed assets of the home, the things that we want to draw attention to, the great things of the home, detract from, never cover up anything that might later down the road. That's a disclosure issue, and we don't want to do that. But we want to draw attention to those fixed assets, and we're going to consider demographics. We're going to consider the style of the home. We're going to consider all of those things, and then draw attention, and then help them edit each room. And so in our business, we don't say we're going to declutter, because that just has a negative kind of vibe, right?
You don't like Marie Kondo?
and then thank it, and then, thank your items, and then get rid of them. No, we don't do that.
She's so cute, though.
Yeah, she is cute. Yeah. No, but we say.
But I understand.
We help them. We remind them, you're going to pack anyway. You're just going to be ahead of the game.
You're ahead of the game. Yeah. And that's really like you have to show them the end game. Like, this is your whole point is not to be here anymore. So let's kind of get that energy motivated, kind of going in that direction. So to me that's the best way to kind of explain to them.
And there are home sellers who are super motivated and they want to do it, and then there are those who've lived in their home for 30 years.
It's a big transition.
And they like their things. Right. And they think that it's going to help. So just walking with them, meeting them where they are, working within their time frame, working within their budget, and then helping them determine, okay, let's take a photo of this room, and we can do that with them. And we do sometimes. And this is what it's going to look like online, right? And so if we edit this out, and if we look at the function and flow of the space, these are the things that need to move, or these are things that need to be pre-packed, and it helps them visualize.
Absolutely.
Oh, and I'm super visual, and I hadn't thought of that.
And so what about curb appeal? Do you do anything like kind of tips on that for us?
Well, we've heard we always know first impressions matter, first impressions. Yes. Right. And so curb appeal is that, first impressions. And so we do the same thing sometimes. Stand outside, go across the street, take a photo. Here's what your curb appeal looks like. So if you green up this grass or rake these rocks, or, manage your shrubs, limb up your trees, trim your shrubs, then your curb appeal is going to be amazing. And that's your first impression. We want them to linger outside and not even want to come in because they love the outside so much, the curb appeal. But there are things that need to be done, maybe a power wash.
True.
It's a huge one. Yeah.
Because it's so dusty.
Yeah. Arizona is just the worst. Right. It's just so dusty. Maybe take the screens off the windows so we let light in. Light is money. Light
is
so
money.
important.
I love it.
like
That
that.
is so true. So true.
So take those screens off. And in the summer, they may want to keep them on, and we understand that if they're willing, at least for photos and the first week,
Yeah.
keep them off and let that light in. But those windows need to be
Clean. Oh, let's talk about clean.
Well, everybody has a different idea of what clean is, right?
Yes, there's a lot going on with clean. So
how do you describe clean?
Yeah.
So we talked to them about, let's talk about pets too, when in that same category.
For sure.
But we talk about cleanliness. And if they can have it professionally cleaned right before photos, that's amazing and that's great. Not everyone can. Not everyone has a budget for it and can do it. But cleanliness is so important. Cleanliness communicates sanitary. And so we usually say when we're standing in the bathroom, if you think it's clean, clean it again and then clean it again. Because that's how clean and sanitary
it needs to be.
Potential buyers want to see. They don't want to see evidence of anyone else.
So you're thinking like high-end hotel room.
Think high-end
when
hotel.
you walk into the bathroom, it's all sparkly
That's
and
right.
clean.
I always say Pottery Barn. Like when you look at Pottery Barn, like, oh, I know what that means. Like
I like
high-end
that.
hotel too, and the master suite and the master bath needs to feel luxurious if at all possible. And if we check into a hotel, we are not going to be happy if we see evidence of anyone else's. That anyone else has been there, right?
Right.
So you're going to say next. You're going to say, I want another room. And we don't want our potential home buyers to say next when there is something that can be done as far as cleanliness goes.
So what are like the 3 things that you're like, oh my gosh, like nobody ever catches this and this is something that should happen?
And cleanliness?
Yes.
I would say odor and the wrong odor. Okay, so when I say that, so the way we communicate with our home sellers is we just say, you know what, if you have a pet, assume you have an odor.
Right.
We can't always smell it, but
No,
let's
you
just
get used to it.
You get used to it.
Yeah. So let's just assume, and then we offer them some recommendations on how to not cover up.
Right.
Because covering up,
remediate.
but right.
To actually get rid of it.
Yeah. And if at all possible. And we have a professional who can do that too if there's really strong odors and more of a professional that needs to come in and take care of that.
Because you don't want to just layer another odor
on top and you're like, okay, that didn't really help.
So the best odor in a home is
bleach? Oh, no.
Bleach?
Then they think maybe there's something really bad that took place. But no odor, right?
Well,
right.
Yes and no, because I actually put what are those
plug-ins?
Air plug-ins right by the door because to me, like the first thing that somebody smells, they're like, oh. And the rest of the house, the showing looks well.
Right.
So to me, I think there is a little bit of value for that.
There can be, unless you run across someone who has an allergy or gets a headache like me from those odors.
So it can't be too strong.
It can't be too strong.
Exactly. It can't be too strong.
And then are there certain scents that you feel like that you have found are better than others?
So we offer a product, and I'm just going to say, we don't sell it, but we recommend a product, and it's called Fresh Wave. Ooh. And it's a clean smell. It doesn't have, and it disappears. But it neutralizes the odor. It doesn't cover it up.
Okay.
Wow.
And so that's an amazing thing. So we always recommend, especially if you have pets or teenage boys.
Oh, yeah.
I have one of those. You know what I'm talking about.
I think Scott does too.
Fresh Wave. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, so it neutralizes the odor. It doesn't cover it up. If there's strong candles or strong plug-ins, somebody might wonder,
too much.
What are you covering?
Are you hiding anything?
So we just want it to smell clean, look clean, smell clean. Odor is not even a thought.
Wow.
In their mind.
So one of the other things that, to me, like when I think clean, is I always look at the air vents of the air conditioner.
Definitely.
And
Who
I'm
looks up in their own home?
Nobody does. And that's like, oh my gosh, you have to do that. So that's to me a big one. It's like, oh gosh, that's so easy to fix.
Right. So easy, but so neglected.
Yeah.
Because we don't look up in our own home. We just become accustomed to how we're living.
So one last quick thing.
Yeah.
While we have you here, paint. Mm-hmm. Paint can be so difficult.
Yes.
To pick the right paint, to do the right color.
Blend it with
Do you have any quick tips on paint?
I do. We call paint money in a can.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It is one of the least expensive investments,
Yes.
and that's what it is
Right.
in a home. So, somebody who has been living in their home, like how you live in your home and how you sell your home is so different, right?
Mhm.
So, making that transition is so important for them in their mindset. If they have a purple dining room, it's not something in our consultation that we give a comprehensive consultation, not a Google type consultation, because you can
Right.
find things
Right.
Yes.
Right.
online. It's comprehensive. We don't address paint
Okay.
immediately.
Okay.
We've developed credibility, so they see where we're coming from. And we walk through the home and we help them determine the things that will bring return on their investment, even in this hot market.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Big time.
so paint, if they have a purple dining room or, all the different colors, what we're running into is a Tuscan, dark
Yes.
Tuscan. Everyone's selling their
Beautiful,
homes that
rich
have that, right?
colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. The trick is light is everything. So choosing one color for every home is impossible.
Right.
Suzanne and I are certified in color.
Oh.
And so it's a consultation. It's going in, and because we have to consider the light in that
Yes.
room, the countertops, the cabinets, the flooring.
Right.
If
It
you
all
Making
has
it
to
all
blend
flow.
together.
exactly,
Yeah.
and then choose the right color for that particular home.
Right.
You can Google, and there are people who will say use. There's a gray color everybody uses all
Agreeable
the
gray.
time. Agreeable gray.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work in every home with every other.
Well, and you see,
selection.
I don't know about you. I see photos on Pinterest. I'm like, oh, that looks awesome. But I didn't realize that room had 5 windows. So my room that has 2
Exactly.
windows,
Yeah,
it doesn't
or
look the same.
that they
Totally
have some
different.
lights, like
Right.
artificial lights coming in that that got that picture to begin
Right.
with. So, like there's a lot of trickery that they do in.
Yes.
I am
Yeah.
so excited about you guys and what you offer.
Well, thank you.
Well, and
Amazing.
as everybody kind of needs to know, we offer your services for every listing. So to me, that is going to be huge leg up when somebody decides to list our house that we have
Absolutely.
them on
Yep.
our team,
Making sure you're getting top dollar for your house,
Absolutely.
even in a hot market.
even in a hard market.
Because marketing is marketing. It doesn't matter what market you're in, right?
Yes.
And there are those who might forgo it, and it's their business model. But a business model that takes every single client's listing seriously, markets it at its best. They hired you to market their home.
Absolutely.
Right.
And market it at its very best. And you're not compromising or cutting corners, even in a hot market,
Right.
is something that will pay off at the end. It's your brand.
And
Yes.
it shows our
It's your
integrity.
brand,
It shows
right?
integrity.
And it shows your integrity.
It's important.
So thank you so very much for being
Yes.
here. And
It's
this has been great
wonderful.
tips. We really appreciate it. So if you want to hear more about what we've got going on for next week, we're going to be talking a little bit more in depth on staging.
Right.
And so make sure that you subscribe down
Subscribe.
below
Hit the
and
like button.
hit the like button and just and hopefully reach out to us if you need anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.